Warriors, Celtics. Finals get underway Thursday, 9 Eastern on ABC. The Warriors are in it for the 6th time in the last 8 years. First team to do that since the Jordan Pippen Bulls in the 90s, who won every time. Boston led the league in defensive efficiency in the regular season. Golden State was second. It's the first time the top two defenses have met in the finals, at least by that metric, since the Bulls and Sonics in '96. Steph Curry has never won a finals MVP, but he's even money to win it this year. Jason Tatum is second at plus 180. No other player is shorter than 10-1. Meantime, Draymond Green was on the Colin Cowherd podcast and had a message for those who are critical of Steph for not having any finals MVP awards. I'm not even, may as well have addressed it to me. They need those shiny objects for them to be able to analyze what's going on. You're damn right, Dre. Steph Curry got double-teamed 7 times the amount KD did. The impact he has on a game. If you don't understand basketball, you're going to say he needs a finals MVP to validate who he is. JJ Redick with me now. JJ, I'm not saying validate who he is. The discussion was be top 10 of all time. You don't just get to show up there because people like you or because you're good at basketball. It's hard. Is this the year finally, JJ, where at the end of the whole thing, we say, for the first time, Steph Curry was the best player on the best team in basketball?
Well, I think the Celtics are going to win the series, so the initial answer to that question is no. But the other answer I have to that is he's already been the best basketball player on the best team in the world, and that was in 2015.
15, when the Cavs went 6 games without Kyrie or Kevin Love. At the end of that season, you really said they were better than the Cavs, or you said the Cavs got hurt?
See, here's the deal, Max. When you create that narrative, I can push back with another narrative.
Okay, go ahead.
2016, they win that. Steph Curry had 38 in Game 4, and then LeBron got whatever in the groin area by Draymond.
JJ, big difference.
No, hold on. Bogut was hurt. There was plenty of reasons, and then give credit to the Cavs. Of course, LeBron and Kyrie went supernova in those last 3 games. But in every series, we can talk about these things. Steph Curry was the best player on the best team in the world in 2015. 26, 6, and 5 in the finals. Andre Iguodala has admitted he lucked up and won that finals MVP.
You know why they gave Iguodala MVP? Because LeBron James was so embarrassingly better than everyone else in the series. He was twice as good as Steph that they didn't want to give it to LeBron. They didn't want to give it to LeBron because he was on a losing team, and they couldn't give it to Steph because so they just gave it to the guy who guarded LeBron. That's why Iguodala got it, because they couldn't give it to Steph. But JJ,
I'm reading the question here. He was still the best player on the best team.
In what year?
In 2015.
In 15, they were. You think at the end of that year, Golden State proved they were the best team in basketball? Because what was proven to me by going 6 games with that, it's not that someone got ejected because they got goated. They got hurt.
No, but you're playing the hypothetical game. You're playing the hypothetical game. Who was the best team in 2015? Who won a championship? Who got a shiny object? Who got a shiny object?
The Warriors lucked up, and Kyrie and Kevin Love were unavailable to play. Not banged up, did not disqualify themselves because they fouled someone.
It potentially would have been a different series. It potentially would have been a different
series. If they were available, who wins the series? Clearly.
How is it clearly?
They won 6 games with Dellavedova as the second best player, dude. 6 games. Okay, wait, that's 15. 16 they actually lost, and 17 and 18 they had KD. So if you want to use 15, which I think is weak.
Steph Curry went for 29, 8, and 7 in both years. Like, he was a monster.
Was he the best player on the team?
No, Kevin Durant was, which is why I said 2015.
That's the one you have, which is high, which I disagree.
And by the way, 2016 they were the best team in basketball.
No, they lost. They didn't score. Wait, you're the best team in basketball? You don't score a single point in Game 7, 4th quarter, at home in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the game?
They tricked it off. I agree. They tricked it off.
Choked.
They tricked it off. Yeah, I agree. They tricked it off.
Okay. Is the Finals MVP? The antagonism is in the phrasing of the question. Is the Finals MVP the only thing keeping Steph out of the top 10 all time?
It's a great question, actually. It is the one thing missing from his resume. I think there's probably tiers when we talk about I look at it like 12. There's 12 guys that are sort of in the discussion of being in the top 10, and there's probably 6 or 7 that inarguably are in the top 10. So the next 6 guys, he makes a very, very strong case if he wins the Finals MVP this year, that he's in the top 10 of all time.
I think he does have a case. But, JJ, who do you take out? I understand what you mean. There are tiers. It's not some kind of arbitrary number, and then you forget the other guys. But you got to replace. I mean, first of all, KD and Steph were both in their primes on the same team. And it's not to validate who Steph is, Dre. It's not about that. I know he's one of the greatest players ever. But clearly, KD was better than Steph. So shouldn't he be the next guy into the top 10? And then who do you take out? Tim Duncan? Who is it? Wilt Chamberlain? Larry Bird? Who's coming out of the top 10?
Right.
Because maybe KD, but Steph over one of those guys?
I think this is the issue with time, Max, is that the further we go along, the better players get, and now more guys are building these resumes where they can be called an all-time great. So maybe it isn't a top 10 list anymore. Maybe it is a top 12. Because I do believe there's 12 guys. Like, you're not taking Bill Russell out.
Right.
And you know, we joke about these Bob Cousy comments or whatever. It's fine. But you're not taking him out, despite the fact that
he won 11 rings.
Wilt, Shaq, like, those guys were probably better in some ways. In other ways, they weren't. But he won 11 championships. He gets all the credit and should be a top 10 player. So I don't know who you take out. I don't know that you need to take somebody out. Maybe it's a top 12 list.
You do need to take some, but if it's top 10,
it's personal opinion then, Max.
He is the greatest 6'3" or under player who ever lived, Steph Curry. But it does select out for height. It is hard to be on. I think to be on that list at some point in your career, at the end, very, very end of the season, they say, that's the best player in basketball. At some point in your career, probably it'd be a good idea. Maybe if you won finals.
Unless that's your peers dictate that. Like, you could be the best player in basketball during a bad era.
There's always a dude there. There's always a Kobe or a Shaq or a Jordan or a LeBron. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.